restart. We focus our gaze now on a campsite set aside from the others, an outcast knight and his ragtag group of cast-offs. A fire blazes at the center, a solemn silence permeates the area. A tournament is on the horizon. In the meantime, what are you all doing?
What time is it?
It's dusk, almost dusk. The sun is currently setting. Sorry, I saw your hand gesture, Caleb. I got you, buddy.
Don't worry about that. I was like, wait, hold on. Which one's which? Got it. Got it.
Yeah, so it's nearly dusk. Still a little bit of light in the air, in the sky. And yeah, we've got passive aggressive hammock, close but not too close to the camp.
Yeah, it's real simple. It's just a piece of fabric, I imagine probably like a torn up sack that I found on the ground, and I've just tied it to two trees and I'm just kind of swinging away. I am still drunk, but just in a different phase of drunk where my it's been through this before. It knows that I'm not gonna not be drunk anytime soon, so it's just kind of a chill drunk, and I really did appreciate Arlen, so yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the group and can tell myself I'm not in the group.
Alrighty.
Avon is setting up their tent, but setting it up in an open fashion, which would be common, mostly so that competitors can talk to each other would be the idea I'm going for. Yeah,
sure. So more like a canopy.
Yeah.
Not necessarily an enclosed tent area. Yeah, I see you. I got you. Okay.
But I need to talk to this goddamn sword. Because that's concerning. So, like, once my camp is set up, I'm gonna go to my cot and I'm gonna sit, like, in the corner.
Okay.
Like, fetal position, like I'm growing mushrooms in the corner. And I'm just gonna whisper really quietly. The fuck are you?
Isn't it obvious? I'm a sword.
Well, yeah, but what kind of sword talks?
One that talks, obviously.
Oh my god, I hate you.
You're asking rather dumb questions.
I shove it under my cot and I walk away. Okay, I'm done.
You're done with the sword?
I'm done with the sword right now. I'm not there for that.
Ekin, now's your chance.
I was already thinking it.
Alright.
You kept the sword on your belt, right? That's not just like a loose piece of metal. Right? Is that true? You like had it on your belt or whatever?
I have had it on my belt, yeah. But I just shoved it under my cot. So if you've been paying attention, which I guess you have because you mentioned last game that you've been watching.
Oh, certainly.
No, I shoved it under my cot, stomped my foot on the cot, and then walked away in a huff.
And with her out of sight, I look around and walk over to the cot. And I do another definite, like, I scan, like, if anyone else in the group is watching, I walk past the cot like I'm going out of the tent to do something.
Sure.
But if there's no one else around that's paying attention, then I'm definitely trying to give me that sword.
Sure, do you think I would see?
That's up to you. You're keeping an eye on everybody, so, but he is being...
Arlen's watching.
Arlen's definitely watching.
Not too closely.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would interfere. I think I'm just observing.
Yeah, at this point, Arlen's just got her back up against a tree, has her tent set up, and is just outside smoking her pipe, enjoying the evening, watching what shenanigans are about to happen.
I kind of like knowing that Arlen's seeing, because I'm comfortable with Arlen thinking I'm messing with Avon, since that was like a plan. And I don't think I know that Tresco is watching us. I don't think that would be in my brain. So I notice Arlen, but I keep going, and I'm gonna reach under that they're caught, and I'm gonna be careful not to touch the sword, because the last time I touched it, it stabbed my hand.
It tried to stab your hand.
It did try to stab my hand. I noticed it tried to stab my hand.
Yeah. It definitely did try to stab you.
So I'm gonna scoop it out by the belt and look at it more closely.
How closely?
Ooh, that's a scary question from a GM. Okay. Man, how closely do I look? I think I like have it by the belt hand, you know, like I'm hanging from the belt. I think it's about this far from my face, which is like a foot-ish is like how far it is from my face, just hanging in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm just standing there looking at it.
All right. And you hear like this really faint voice in the back of your head. No, sorry, no fiend slayer here.
Excuse me? I say out loud. I absolutely say it out loud.
I said you're not a fiend slayer. Please put me down.
Eakin was not prepared for this, and I set it down. I absolutely just drop it there, and I'm like, and I keep going like nothing happened.
We're sorry. The sword you have contacted is not in service. Please call back and try again. If you need help, go away.
I think that was the one thing that Eakin was not prepared for when he tried to touch his sword again. was it talking? So yeah, I leave it. I set it down. I put it back where it was with my foot. I scoot it back. It's not in the exact same place, but it's like under the cot again, and then I keep going past the cot and go out near the trees where Arlen's smoking and sit down.
I grumble to myself, fucking weirdo, and take a drink.
I will pass my pipe over to you and offer some up to you.
Yeah, I'll take a puff, and Eakin's just staring, like 1,000-yard stare out at that bed, where he just put the sword back. Just hands the pipe back without looking at you.
Arlen's like, she raises one eyebrow and she's like, I expected a different facial expression from you coming out of Avon's tent there.
It talks. The sword talks. That sword, it talked. It talked at me. I heard it. It talked.
The sword's talking to you.
The sword talked. Very, very brusque. Didn't want me. It was not about it. It talked.
I like look at the pipe that I've been smoking and then look at you and be like, what do you have that I don't?
I certainly don't have a talking sword. She does, though. Keeping it under her bed. What kind of person has a talking sword under their bed?
Wagon wheeling people.
Wagon wheeling people.
Just a quick note before the entire time I'm off by myself writing everything down that I'm seeing in my journal, so I'm just like, Eakin is afraid of a sword, Arlen has drugs.
Eakin pulls out his like the well-worn, his favorite large coin that he does tricks with, and starts rolling it over his knuckles and like messing with it. There's a sword and it talks. Swords don't talk, right? Like, that's not a thing. I've not really owned a sword. I don't know. Do swords talk?
Mine doesn't talk.
See, that would be my assumption about swords, is that they wouldn't talk.
Honestly, I'm inclined to not believe you, but at the same time, we have seen some pretty weird shit.
I agree.
The sword actually talk to you?
Oh, yeah. It was very clear it didn't want anything to do with me.
Really?
Indeed. It told me to put it down. It was a little insulting, to be honest.
I would say you're such a swell guy.
Oh, thank you,
What
thank
is
you. I
this
certainly try to be friendly, but this thing had nothing to do with it. It was all you're not a fiend slayer. Put me down.
Mm,
To be honest, it makes me
Well.
want to have the sword more, but I was just so stunned I couldn't do anything but put it back.
oh, so you're one of those people.
One of
Someone
What?
shows you disinterest, and all of a sudden you're all over them.
well, I wouldn't say that. Well, I mean, it sucks when someone doesn't want to talk to you, doesn't it?
That's true, but obviously it did talk to you, so it didn't, not want to talk to you. Just not be held by you. Yeah, so I mean, maybe take it out for breakfast. Buy a drink. I don't know if swords drink. I mean, if they talk, maybe they drink. I don't know.
I mean, at this point, anything's possible.
Take the sword out for breakfast.
If we become famous, this interaction's gonna get us all called SJW cucks. Like, oh, everyone's so PC these days, can't even pick up a sword.
Can't even pick up a sword. Ahem.
Well, if
Alrighty.
Avon has a talking sword, that's a little bit disconcerting.
She has a talking sword that she pulled out of a giant dead fiend.
That's right. That is where she got that sword.
At this moment, I'm like, I've officially just given up trying to write peacefully to myself, and I'm walking over to the two that are talking loudly about a talking sword, and it's like, what are you doing?
I'll pass you the pipe and be like, you might want to take a hit, maybe.
I just look at it, and I just kind of
It's
take
a
a
vegetable,
smell, and I'm
it's
like,
fine.
I just like,
Not a strong drug. It's very mild.
I'm just gonna try to identify what's in it by smell.
Oh,
Is it
I
I
straight?
don't know
equivalent.
this.
Is it
I
straight
don't know
tobacco?
this
A
combination.
leaf.
What is it?
Oh,
It'd be the equivalent of like a long bottom leaf.
Okay,
oh.
we'll just go with long bottom leaf.
Awesome.
so I kind of like put it in my mouth holding it, but I'm gonna crack open like a little like fig creature, like a little bean that I have, and also put that in my mouth when I take the hit. That way it gets a little more sweet texture and taste.
You're
Oh,
cute.
this one's clever. He's good at the drugs. He's better at the
Wow.
drugs than we are.
That's... Wow!
Imagine that.
Good
I
on
blow-
you!
I just blow smoke rings.
He's
No,
been
it's
around
kinda
the
ex-
block, this one.
I just
I
exhale
never
and I
would have
hand.
expected.
I'm gonna hand Arlen a couple of like the saps that I have, like little, like almost like sweet bean kind of things, and just like every time you like hit, just snap one open.
All right.
Alright.
I'm just gonna like hobbily sit down next to them now and just be like, so a sword that talks, or are we just really high? I'm
Well,
gonna look around, or I guess both. Why not? I don't know.
I at first assumed it was both until I remembered that Egan was not high before he sat down. At least, not because of me.
There's a sword that talks. It's under Raven's bed. It doesn't want anything to do with me. That's what I know about it. It was very polite about it, but it had nothing to do with me.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that Avon is overhearing a lot of this.
I'm not being shy about it.
I was gonna say, like, I probably didn't hear the beginning, but by the time I'm getting back, they're still friggin' talking about it, obviously.
You just walk
'cause
back,
that's
talking
weird.
sword.
I feel like she walks around the corner like into view, and it's you just walked into a room where people were talking about you because we all go dead fucking silent. Like
Deer in the
mid-sentence,
headlights.
I'm
Looking
like-
at you.
I'm like mid-sentence, I'm like, and that's when I put it. Evan.
I'm not gonna catch that cue. So it talks.
I shove the pipe into his hand, and I cough a lot to cover up the scent. It doesn't work to cover it up, but I try really hard to cover up what he's asking.
I'm just gonna like look at the back, like no, and I'll just look over and just like take out my journal and write some stuff down really quick.
Terry, do I need to roll to see if I put together what they're talking about?
If you think that Avon put together what they're talking about, Avon put together what
God.
they're talking about.
Well, if only because she's paranoid. But I don't know if she would. I think she's a little all over the place, so actually I think she's just gonna go, okay.
You might be more just concerned of like, why is Trist with those two?
I appreciate that y'all are having fun with your smoky smoke there, but
Do you want some?
no. I'm gonna say no.
Trist just made this like 100 times better. Here, try this, and I'll hand you.
Oh god. I walk over and peer pressure, and I take the pipe. And Avon coughs. Coughs. She's never smoked. So...
I kind of start to laugh at her, but it's like that shuddery, like, don't make a sound, just laugh quietly.
I give her a big old, like, couple slaps on the
Oh my
back.
god.
While she's coughing.
It gets easier. Just, like, put your tongue at the roof of your mouth so it doesn't hit the back of your throat so hard. Deep breath.
I start to feel a little bit relaxed, but I'm like, no, I've got an important day tomorrow. I can't.
Yeah, that's why you just need a chill evening. No stress, it's all good.
What is happening? We're all just,
Didn't think this episode was gonna go this way, did you, Terry?
I didn't have
an idea
of how you would take it. I had a plethora of possibilities. This was not one of them, no. But
Wagon wheeling, drug dealing people.
that's
all of us quitting the group to start a food truck is the least silly idea we've come up with tonight.
By the by, we're just gonna take Romaine and make a food truck in this world.
by the way, yeah.
We sell all the beef sticks from the back of our cart.
And there's the beef stick.
Sorry, it's dinner and a show, because I'll juggle them before we serve them.
Do you at least wash your hands?
No.
I'm Ekin.
Does
No.
anyone in this world wash their hands, Terry?
I don't know. I would hope so.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
I just rolled for myself more than anything for how gone Avon's inhibition is. I rolled a 1,
Okay.
so it's gone.
All right.
And Avon runs to her cot, and she pulls out the sword, and she goes, guys, I've got something really big to tell you. This sword talks.
Talks.
No.
Do you want to go? Can I get
No
you guys
way.
to? Hang on 1 second. I need you guys to redo that with Ekin finishing the sentence with talks because it was out of sync. So redo that because that's
that
how it's gonna be.
happened?
Yes.
Oh no. Guys, I've got something real important to tell you. This sword
Talks.
talks. What? How does it...
No way. Really? Whoa.
That
we
was just a
didn't
lucky guess.
know.
More than anything, lucky guess.
Lucky guess.
I give a big old Ekin classic shit-eating grin. Just
Insight
pearly
check.
whites.
Oh god.
What's the skill to lie so that she doesn't read that I actually?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not perceptive in that. Don't worry.
Oh, are we? Is it show and tell then?
You be quiet now.
Oh.
Hot damn. Do we all hear that?
Yeah, do we all hear just
Yeah,
her?
that's a good question.
Just Avon and Ekin hear it.
Oh.
I point at it and go, "Did you hear that? Did you hear it? Did no one else? No?
You
Just me?"
heard it.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
look.
heard.
I'm just gonna
I
look
heard
at
nothing.
Arlen and look at her pipe and be like, "What the hell is happening?"
It's not from my stuff, because I'm not hearing anything. It's gotta be something these guys took.
Well, you want to introduce me to them, or is this just?
Introduce you to them. I don't even know who you are.
My name is Thistle. I told you that.
All
Thistle.
right.
Its name is Thistle, apparently. I don't. Sorry, that wasn't a very good introduction. Oof. I'd sit down
Tresco has gotten up to pee and because he peed closer to the group, kind of heard this commotion, and so still not approaching them directly, but just kind of walking closer.
If I
But
catch
no
you on my
longer.
my peripheral, I will definitely be like, Tresco, come here. Avon has a talking sword. It's really weird, though none of us can hear it. So who knows if it's actually talking?
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Oh yeah, sorry, Ekin can hear it too.
And he's trustworthy.
That's right.
Click to laugh.
So, has it been talking to you long? I mean, it just talked to me when I walked past your cot and didn't get anywhere near it, and it totally talked to me. That's what happened.
He's a liar.
Right.
It's only been talking to me for a little while too. Lies.
He touched me.
I did not touch the sword. I only touched the belt it was attached to.
No. You got close. You touched the belt that was touching me. Transitive property.
The sword is better at math than I am.
Wait, the transitive property exists in this world? Hold on.
The sword breaks all dimensions.
Please tell me that's not real.
That's not real. No.
Oh god.
Look, just put me within close proximity of any of these people. They'll hear me too.
Last time you got in close proximity of anyone, you tried to stab him. That was that one. The other one that hears you.
Well, I mean, that was an honest mistake. I thought you all were fiends. Yeah, I'm not good at lying either. No. Stop laughing at me.
The sword says that if you're all close to it, it can talk to you too. But it was all concerned about me being close to it earlier, so I'm not sure I would go. It tried to stab me, you know.
Why does this feel like a cult?
The cult of the blade.
Were you trying to steal the sword?
Yes.
No. First of all, I don't think that you have any reason to suspect me of anything. I was not trying to steal you. I was going to play a prank. Yeah, I was going to play a prank on Avon. That's what I was doing. I was going to move you, and she's kept you close, so it's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be very funny.
I look over at Tresco and Trist at this point, and just like gesture to Ekin and Avon, be like, "Do you see this? Like, they're just standing there talking to objects now. Like, what did they have that we didn't? What has happened to them?"
Could I roll? Would this match up with any experience I've had in my long and storied life?
None. You've never heard of a talking sword.
I just shrug.
Yeah, at this point, I just kind of like stand up, push myself off the cane. I'm gonna go take a walk.
No, you've got to hear this sword. Thistle, you promise not to hurt anyone.
I make no such promises, but I will do my best.
All right, someone get me. Oh, go ahead.
That did not inspire confidence.
Well, as long as you don't try and grab my hilt, we won't have any problems.
Do I remember the brief moment where, because I was far enough away when we first encountered the sword that I didn't even make it near it before that was, but it did draw me to it briefly. Do I recall that?
You recall maybe a brief instance of the sword kind of like maybe moving a little bit on its own, and then Ekin jumping away, and I think your attention was dragged with Ekin.
And also when she pulled it out and there was the snapping, like it was snapping stuff inside the creature.
Mm-hmm.
Was that something we all heard? Or
Everyone
was
heard that, yes.
Except me.
Except Tristan.
So now
Trist.
I'm keeping my distance, not just because I don't like you guys, but because of that.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Look, let me be honest with you. I am here to kill fiends. That's what I do. That's my purpose.
Alright, well then I hold the hilt so as to make sure no one else touches it. And I hold it like into the middle of the group.
I have walked away at this point, by the way.
Oh, that's right, you left.
Alright,
Well then the only one here is Arlen.
So you try and stab me with your sword. is what
No, I'm
hearing.
like, I got like...
The prank war has escalated.
Arlen's dead. No, so like the point is pointed towards the ground, and I'm kind of holding it as if I were going to offer you the hilt, but I'm going to keep my hand on it.
Okay. I stare at it for a moment. Am I supposed to touch it? I poke
yes.
the pummel.
hello, I'm Thistle.
Holy shit, you do talk.
That's the most screwed up AI I've ever heard of.
Hello, Thistle. I'm sorry if I was rude earlier.
Oh no, I can't blame you. I am a sword that talks. I can't imagine that's terribly common.
I don't think it is. And now there's 3 people standing around talking to a sword. I take another hit. It's like, okay.
I go ahead now and walk on up, and I do exactly as Arlen did with the boop on the hilt.
Oh, hello. You are rather drunk. I'm Thistle.
That's now his
Hi.
name, rather drunk.
Thistle, I'm rather drunk.
I already knew that.
By God. You can read minds too, eh?
No, I could taste the alcohol in your blood.
Where are you from, Thistle?
That's an odd question, but I suppose I could. Well, I am from a place that is rather dark, and I'm from a time that I'm fairly certain isn't this time.
How did you come to be stabbed into the fiend
Well,
at the south gate?
well, that is a rather lengthy tale. You see, my old master, you may be familiar with her. She was rather popular back in her heyday. Nevin. She fancied herself a fiend slayer, and by coincidence, I am a fiend slayer as well.
Niven, would
Are
we
we
know
familiar?
her? Yeah.
Nevin, no, but her children, yes. There's an organization called Nevin's Children, and they fancy themselves fiend hunters. They actively go out of their way to kill fiends. And not a lot of them
they're-
live.
So I was gonna say, so they're a suicide squad.
Yes, but they believe that it is their duty to kill fiends.
Are they very... It sounds like fiends have kind of been ignored for most of this generation. Are they very popular, or it seems like everyone we've talked to doesn't consider fiends even that big a deal?
They are extremely rare. They are few and far between. But they used to be very, very populous. There's a whole ordeal in the folklore about it. Like, there was gargantuan fiends that would, like, shake the earth as they stepped.
So when she says that, I snort and say, Niven's children. I could think of about 8 better ways to kill yourself. I'm gonna engage in one now.
Well,
So Trist literally just walked away. What are you doing? I'm curious. Because I think Avon turned to be like, oh, Trist, it's your turn, and then you weren't there. Like, she didn't notice you left.
Yeah, I just walked pretty much towards other people. I'm not interacting with it, I'm just kind of like walking around.
Sorry, I totally interrupted you. Go ahead, Arlen. My bad. I interrupted Ashley.
You interrupted me. I was telling a story.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm good. Keep going.
Okay. Well, Nevin, died, I think, killing that fiend. She stabbed me into him, and I did what I do. It just took a lot longer than normal.
That makes me squint and say, how much longer?
It's hard to say, really. Time is weird for me. It was a lot of me doing nothing but sitting inside of the flank of that thing, and you kind of lose track of time in those kinds of situations, I'd think. I'm not sure.
So Tresco's building a picture in his mind that sometime in the distant past, the sword's owner fought that fiend, stabbed the sword into it, died, and the sword has been working its way through the fiend for years? Decades?
Well, longer than a year, for sure.
Ooh, when's the last time anyone heard of Niven? Like, alive?
Yeah, like,
or is that something we would know? Is that like a story we would all know?
That is a story you would know, but there's no real set time, but you do know it was from a very long time ago.
It's one of those things that's so old, it's just like...
Timeless. Yeah.
Like Beowulf, or like things like that.
Yes.
Huh.
I grew very slowly.
Grew?
Yes. If you were to impale me into a fiend, I can use their blood to form barbs that grow from my blade and strangle them from the inside.
Well, isn't that nifty?
And that snaps even back to the reality of this cursed sword that she has. She puts it back on her belt and she goes, all right, that's enough show and tell.
But wait, I'm not done talking. But like the moment you sheath it, it's like the sound is cut off.
I think
But she
the
said she
sword
wasn't
had more
done.
to say.
Huh?
Go
What'd you
ahead,
say?
Arlen.
I said, oh, but she wasn't done.
Yeah, I think the sword had more to say.
Even Shepherd stares. No, I think this thing is dangerous.
Well, yeah, it's a sword.
Yeah, I'm a sword. And you can't hear, this is only Avon can hear this. Yeah, I'm a sword. I'm supposed to be dangerous.
I think this sword is dangerous in a way that most swords aren't dangerous.
Well, I mean, it's specifically designed to kill fiends and slowly grow and strangle them from the inside out, so...
And it might know something about the return of the fiends.
But it also thought we were fiends at one point.
I was covered in blood. I couldn't see.
Whisper, that's not an excuse! Okay.
Wait, can you still hear it right now?
No?
Oh! Let her finish her story. The more we know, the better equipped we are to, you know, deal with surprises.
Yeah, even anyone can make a mistake. I mean, you yelled at me and ruined my bath for absolutely no reason.
Absolutely no you... But... And Sedgwick...
Avon, the sword was talking.
You ruined his bath?
You two were bathing together.
On him while he was bathing?
I pull the sword back out of the sheath and I go, fine, if you want to talk to it, here you go. And I shove it in the ground and I walk away.
This is filthy.
I'll take you off of the ground if you're okay with me.
Don't touch.
Okay, you're staying there then. Fine then. You like the dirt more. That's okay. That's fine. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Thanks, Thistle.
Sounds like a lie.
You're getting better at that.
Thank you. Oh,
Thistle, we haven't seen fiends in a very long time. What do you know about them growing in power?
well, when... I guess that means that we won the war. That's good.
Care to elaborate?
Well, if there's not very many now, then I can safely assume that we killed a lot of them.
But now there are more.
Well, that sounds like it is a strange coincidence that I end up in her hands, even though she left me in the dirt, right about now.
Well, she is occasionally very rude.
Yes, but she has excuses for it. I've been inside of her brain.
Whoa.
Speaking
That's
of inside
kinda
of
creepy.
brains, Thistle, have you ever been inside of any of our brains?
No,
I say referring to our first meeting.
I have not. Sort of.
Elaborate.
Well, I saw a bit of light, which I'm assuming was me being out in the light, which was cool. And I put out a call for anyone nearby to get me out of the body of this fiend. So, yes, I sort of, kind of, touched your brains. But don't take it personal. I touched everyone's brains within, like, a long ways.
How far can you touch brains?
Well, back in my day, a long ways.
How long does this call last? Like, are there still people searching for you?
I don't know. But if they heard the call, then they're probably coming after me.
So, like, at any moment, Aben can be jumped.
Yes.
Because someone... Okay. See, that's good to know. Thank you. That's a good thing to be aware of and to know.
I am here to help.
Do you
Wonderful.
attract fiends as well?
I do not. They are afraid of me. Usually.
Can you tell where fiends are?
No, but I can definitely tell when there is a fiend in front of us.
I
That's
accidentally look at Beacon. And then just look down, kind of embarrassed, like, sorry, that was rude.
Definitely notice the glance and don't say anything.
So, a quick little, like, fun thing. I'm not in this conversation, but something that's kind of interesting. I had no draw to the sword, so that's a fun thing to point out.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
true.
think I did either.
You didn't.
Yeah,
You resisted
no.
it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She was my plant picking buddy.
That's right.
You know,
Well-
plant picking buddies. Anyway.
Well, Thistley, it's been a pleasure.
Did you just call me Thistley?
You called me very drunk, so we're both working on names.
I don't know your
So,
name. If you would tell me your name, I would call you by your name.
Children of Evan be on their way to find you?
Who are the children of Nevin?
The
I didn't know that she
children of
had
your
any children.
owner.
She was alone.
Relatable.
Nevin is relatable content. Oh god.
Well, I don't know if they're her actual children or descendants, but there are people who call themselves her children who go around slaying fiends in her name.
Oh, very
Or
interesting.
something like that.
That's rather nice of
For the
them.
most part, they go around dying at the hands of fiends in her name.
A very honorable death. I honestly don't know what honor is, but that's what everyone said.
No further questions, Your Honor. And I stumble back to my hammock.
It
Bye.
turned out a lot better than I expected. The whole talking sword thing, I mean.
What did you expect?
Well, it's just
I
not every
mean,
day. You know? You don't
it's
meet a
true.
talking sword.
Right, but what did you expect?
For you not to talk.
Fair point.
And usually he's a lot angrier and drunker when he does stuff like this.
Speaking of which, I stop suddenly when you say that, and I spin around, and I start storming back over. But then I realize that I'm acting aggressively, and all I really wanted to do was ask the sword another question. And so I stop. I kind of hold up my hand, and then I look at my hand, and then I look back at the sword. And I ask about the men we saw that had fought the fiend that looked like they had died from nothing. Do you want me to actually ask that, or
Go for it.
Right. The fiend where we found you was surrounded by dead men who didn't look like they'd been killed. They looked like they'd just died. Their swords weren't drawn, and they were just lying on the ground. Is there anything you can tell us about fighting fiends?
Though there are a lot of them, like different kinds of fiends. My cat is playing with paper.
The
I have a
sword
cat.
is a cat? Cool.
I have a cat now. There's a lot of them, and they have different ways of murdering humans. My best guess is the fiend that I was inside of killed those people in some way.
Solid guess.
It wasn't me. Are you trying to blame me?
Well, I wasn't before you said that.
Well, now I'm offended.
Okay, what are you gonna do about it?
Pout?
Little fucking sword. And then I start stumbling
There's
off
the
again.
drunk and aggressive that we know and love.
And yeah, I stumble back to my hammock, muttering about the sword that I just got in an argument with.
No hilt looking ass.
Oh, man.
Wait, Thistle. You said that you can see?
In a way.
Where'd you see from? Like, where are your eyes? I start, like,
I-
moving my hand around it. Not touching.
Can you stop that? It makes weird things happen.
Really? Like what?
It fuzzes up my vision.
Huh. Which side?
All of them.
Oh. Okay. I sit back down. So not only can you talk, but you can also see.
Yes.
You are a sword of many talents.
Thank you.
Do you eat or drink or do you smoke?
No.
I don't really know what to do with a sword in a social setting.
Well, I spend a lot of time in sheaths. It's kind of my favorite pastime, aside from killing fiends.
What a good rhyme.
Speaking of which,
sense.
can someone please get Avon?
Someone's upset about being in the dirt.
Spending my time in dirt is not amongst my favorite pastimes.
I'll see if I can find her. And I'll get up to Wander and see if I can find Avon.
when I'm alone with Thistle. This time I'm careful about looking around, and I make sure that Thistle's the only one nearby. And I lean in, and I'm gonna talk pretty quietly. I don't want people to hear, and I say, Thistle, have you ever encountered a fiend that wears a coat made out of faces?
Oh. I haven't met him, but Nevin talked about him.
Him.
Him's a word. It's not really a him or a she, but we say him. Because of the fact that he's very aggressive.
What do you know about him?
We always just called him the Hunter.
And if someone was to be hunted by this fiend,
They're
what
probably
would they...
dead.
I walk away. I get distance from the group. I like walk a little ways into the woods and like hang out for a minute.
I could help.
Oh man.
And then like as you're because you're so far away, it's really quiet and really faint.
Mm.
Oh man. Well, I imagine as I was off, I went to find Trist actually,
Okay.
because I wanted to ask him something. You said you were just walking around, right?
Yeah, at this point I'm by like one of the little streams that kind of cuts through near the camp area, and I'm just like sitting there, just like gently tossing some rocks into the water and writing stuff down.
Alright, well, I come over and I go, so, what are you doing back here?
Here's
by
in
that-
the town, or here's in by the water. My personality's like from like I don't know if you'd have caught like my timbre earlier, but like with the other two, I was like kind of being super friendly and positive,
yeah.
and this time I'm just like more blunt how you kind of remember me.
Oh yeah, very analytical kind of. Anyway, I mean here in Melwyn. I mean I figured you'd be passing through, not staying with us.
That would have been the intent, but unfortunately, whenever someone takes everything you own, you take what you have.
I mean you don't really have anything here from what I recall.
It kind of like tense up a little bit at that, like just on this opposite side of where you can't really see it. Yeah, you're right. I don't. That's why I even stopped having the accent from this hick village. I just kind of glance back at her.
Dang! I get obviously put off by that. You know, I thought you were starting to come around. And she walks away. Because we did have a couple of moments recently where you seemed not like such a dick.
Technical terms.
I loudly sigh and I call out for you to come back to me.
Turns around, but does not walk towards you, but turns to listen to what you have to say.
I just hold out like a tiny little like white flower and just kind of hold it out to her.
I grab the flower.
It's a prayer lily. They're supposed to be good luck. You should give it to Sedgwick. I stand up at that moment. And it's not that I don't like you. I just don't like this place.
I can't really blame you for that.
I'm just gonna look back at her as I'm kind of, like, oming away, be like, aye, but you know what they say.
Wagon wheeling people.
Motherfucker.
We made it a serious moment, and you can never take that from us.
I can't, I quit. Someone call Nell.
Food truck, food truck, food truck!
It's off the rails now, everyone! Get on board the food truck train, because we're going wild.
Someone go email Nell, tell him this isn't happening, it's done.
Welcome to Shadows of Food Truck. I'm your GM, Andrew Eagle. It's time to make some food.
Macho Man Randy Savage? I call Guy Fieri.
Burritos.
I can't breathe.
Shining in enchiladas.
Shining in haggis.
Oh dear. Cool.
The only stat that matters is burger flipping. Fucking rip an air guitar solo up in here.
Moving back on track,
Anyway.
kind of.
No, we
I'm still. Yeah, so after that whole like kind of nice moment, I'm still walking away from the group, but I did leave the page I was writing on at the where I was sitting.
Oh, well, Avon picks that shit up. You know she does. But let's see how literate I am, because I'm not terribly.
You can read.
I can read okay. I think he's more educated than me.
Probably.
I am, but I also have a cursive handwriting.
Fuck!
No, we're not doing that again, Caleb.
No one can read cursive.
You can read it. It's all good.
Okay. Avon picks up the paper, looks over her shoulder to make sure he's not looking, and reads it just in case it is something private, but I'm nosy.
And then that's when Arlen comes up behind you. Hey, what you got there?
I jump. Oh, nothing.
Doesn't seem like nothing. What is it?
I don't rightly know. Not
Here.
yet.
Let me see. And I will take a look at it and read it.
You're just gonna take it just out of my hands. I'm not even surprised.
I'm just gonna read kind of how I wrote this down, by the way, Terry.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, it looks like it happened. We're back. Great. So, everyone's splitting up for some reason, even though we should really try to get through as fast as possible. The knight wants to have a little tournament, but, well, can't really say anything. I mean, he did save me that one time. Oh well. The two blade wielders in our group are interesting. However, the one I can't really call a blade wielder, the only one that I actually know. Her memories of me seem kind of harsh. I guess that's right. I may not be so much now, but I was kind of an ass. Should probably apologize at some point. Or not. We'll see what happens. Like a little break happens, like over there, it's just like scribbly little like drawings, like really kind of bad, cartoony, like stick figure kind of stuff, like in a cart. I stop by my parents' house. Some things are better off dead. Sadly, I think I'm the thing that's better off dead. Also, I left this on purpose, so you're welcome. P.S. Please give this back when you're done. This is a good piece of paper, and there's an entire backside.
That little romantic sod.
What? What? What are you talking about? And I try to grab it from you.
If you rip
I
this
give it to
paper,
you.
I swear to God.
I let you take it.
Okay, well, I read it, obviously. Probably a little slower.
I just repeat the entire phrase back to you again.
Yeah, I'll just cut it in again. Don't worry about it.
Ha. So she reads it. And she's way too courteous, and she's gonna return it to Trist.
Better, I know you have it.
I see you. I see you, Arlen.
Oh, I give it back.
You and your romance. I get it. I see what's happening.
I'm also like, you romantic sod. I don't see what she's seeing, personally. So I'm really confused by her statement. I thought for a hot second, I was like, this better not be a fucking love letter.
Do you say that out loud?
When I grabbed it before I started reading, I would, yeah, this better not be a fucking love letter.
Well, I mean, it's not a direct one, but indirectly.
Oh my god.
Everything's a love letter if you drink enough.
That's right.
Anyway, I'm gonna return that to him. But, did you need something from me, Arlen?
Oh, yeah, your sword kind of doesn't want to be in the dirt anymore, and it's getting to the awkward silence phase of conversations when you meet some new people where you just don't know what to say anymore. So...
My sword. Yes, of course, it's my sword now. Never mind.
Well, I mean, I
Go.
never thought of it as not your sword, so...
I don't want it. And I go and I'm like, I'm gonna go get it. And it's super pouty and stompy. And I turn back around. I don't want it!
Oh, where'd you get that flower? That's pretty.
Oh, Tris gave it to me to give to Sedgwick. So I better go do that.
Did he? Oh! How thoughtful of him.
Yeah, I'm just really after Sedgwick, guys. Don't worry. It's gotta get through round 1.
Oh my god. And I'm like beat red at the way that you're insinuating anything, and I go, alright, I'm gonna go get my sword now. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
I know what's happening.
I know you do, but we don't. I don't have any idea.
And I just... The best part was Andrew and his little icon just going haywire. Just lose his damn mind.
If we ever do like a Twitch stream of a game, can we like gift that to be like our donation thing?
Yes.
Listen, my coworkers in our channel at work have an emote that is a gif of me. I am the most gifable human. Namely, it's called the Pandrew because it's the party Andrew.
Donate
Thank
to our
you.
Patreon and you can see Andrew.
You
Party
can see
Andrew.
Pandrew.
You can see Pandrew.
Tresco is passed out in his hammock.
I was actually curious, can we see other campsites near us?
You can, but you're kind of far. You're set out pretty far from anyone.
How far?
Definitely like can't be heard. Kind of far, like you're not within hearing distance. Mostly that's because no one wants Sedgwick anywhere near them.
I was thinking, unless you had plans to move forward, I was gonna wander toward any other group I see, just drunkenly looking for a good time / trouble / you know how we drunks do. We just are attracted to things.
I don't, but I will assume that you know better than me.
The biggest bonfire I see, I wander toward it.
Okay.
Campfire.
Alright, so everyone's heading back to camp. Tresco is leaving camp now, stumbling drunk, looking for a big bonfire. And you find one. It's surrounded by a bunch of people wearing the robes and garments of the faith, of the one god.
When I get close enough to see that, I kind of roll my eyes and start... but do they see me?
They see you, but they give you, like, the stink eye.
Oh, well now I'm mad, so I go ahead and... Fuck that, you don't judge me, you goody motherfuckers. Oh, but as I'm prone to do, as I start walking away, I turn, and I do put on my serious face, and I ask them if they've seen any fiends in their travels.
No, none. What an odd question. For one so blatantly disregarding of the church.
Sorry, I thought you might actually be helpful for once. And then I do go ahead and stumble off.
Awesome. Alright, so back at the camp.
Raven has retrieved her sword.
Oh good, you're back. Please, can you, before you sheath me, can you please get the dirt off of me?
I sigh, don't verbally answer, but I do so, and then I sheath it.
I thank you.
I again do not acknowledge.
I am getting the silent treatment. And you notice that I believe Ekin has kind of wandered off at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys left
right.
the sword alone in the middle of your camp.
It's fine.
I've kind of been running on the assumption that it's later in the day.
It
like
is.
almost nighttime.
It's almost nighttime, yes.
Okay. Okay, so there was no opportunity to deliver the packages today.
Not today, but if you wanted to, you might be able to sneak in there if you really wanted to push and get in there, but tomorrow.
I mean, they might still be receiving people. I know we were at the tail end of the...
Yeah, it's a little late. They may not. It's up to you.
I would just wait till the next day then. I just wanted to make sure I had the time right.
Yeah, the time is correct. It is very late. Alright.
Well, I'm gonna find Sedgwick. I'm gonna give him this flower.
Sedgwick is asleep. He's been asleep in your tent this whole time.
Oh, he went to sleep? Cool, good for him.
Yeah, he missed this whole thing. Also, I didn't want to roleplay him.
Wait, when did he even get back? Because last time...
No, he came and got you. Yeah, he came and got you, and then you said you're going to do a last-minute training session in the middle of the night, but he went back to the campsite and fell asleep.
Well, I come back, he's passed out, and I put the flower on his cot and sigh. Because what's new?
Yep. Alright.
I guess I'll pack it in, too.
Raven. I'll say goes to bed. I won't say goes to sleep.
Great.
What?
Great.
I'm just assuming you don't sleep very often. Unless you do sleep.
Well, I do have a question, though. Those people that Tresco interacted with, of the one god, are they visible from our camp?
Not very clearly.
Okay, so I may or may not have seen them.
Probably did not.
Okay, thank you. Just needed to know.
Sure. Alright. So we have Tresco in his hammock now? Or...
Yes.
Alright. Arlen wandering into the camp behind Avon. Being all weird.
What?
So what's going on?
Yeah, I'll wander back in.
Yeah.
See that, like, Egan, wait, where'd he go? Damn it. Are you within sight, or did you wander pretty far off?
I don't think I'm actually that far away, but I would have made... I wouldn't have been hiding, but I made some pains to not be obvious from the campsite. So, I don't know, you might be able to see me, but it wouldn't be, like... It wouldn't be a quick glance around.
I do, apparently.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, Egan. Oh! Egan! Egan! Egan!
I kind of, Egan turns around and you can tell he's, like, not... It's the first time you've probably seen him without a smile on his face, other than the 1,000-yard stare earlier tonight. He turns around, like, straight face, kind of looks grim almost, and then kind of shakes his head and puts on a big smile. He goes, yeah, and he walks towards you.
Whoa, what? happened to you?
Oh, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. It's
This
all
is weird.
Sorry,
Okay,
it's just
yeah,
been a long
that's
day.
not
It's been a
important.
long day.
What is important
Sorry.
is that I'm pretty sure Trist is into Avon, and then Avon is into me. All the fun we can have.
Oh, this is good.
It
This
is.
is really good.
It's amazing.
What? How do we know that Trist is into Avon? Is this a thing? Like, how?
Oh, there was a paper. It was basically a love letter, and then he gave her a flower.
That's. Oh, wow. He must be really pining for her then.
I know. It's so cute. Anyway, I figured I'd fill you in.
Oh, I appreciate it. No, we definitely can play with this. This is good.
Mhm.
This is layered at this point. Oh,
It
the
is.
most elaborate of pranks.
The onion of
Oh.
love.
The onion of love, truly layered. Absolutely layered.
Yes. Haven't heard that phrase, onion and love. I need to mark that down and remember
I heard it from
to
someone
tell
somewhere.
someone. Huh. Yeah.
I think my god told me that.
One of the gods whispered it straight into my ear just now.
Well, that's intense. Well, now that I've got you filled in, I think I'm gonna go to sleep because there's a big day tomorrow.
Indeed. Gives just like a smile and walks away back towards the camp.
Huh. He seems kind of off. Oh well. And then I go to sleep.
Well.
I'm
Alright.
still not at the camp, by the way.
Where is Trist?
Alone somewhere.
Alright.
Probably curled up in his cloak.
Okay. Well, sun fully sets. Night passes. Everyone sleeps except Ekin.
Oh yeah, there's not a wink to be had for Ekin.
The
I roll that coin over my knuckles all fucking night.
Cool. Fun fact on that. At some point in the night, you're not sure if it was sleep exhaustion, but the coin did something impossible. It rolled around your hand in a way that it's never done before.
When that happens, I stop it. When it gets to the other end of my hand, I catch it, and there's like a long period where I just look at it, and then I put it away.
Okay.
And then I just sit and like think for a while. Maybe
Which-
eventually fade into some sleep.
Okay. Did someone just cough and say which?
No.
I heard it. But I'm also hearing swords, so like,
Yeah,
how
it's
much
just
can I really trust my ears?
it's the tree behind you, which
Oh man, gotta. Wait, I thought we cut down all these damn talking trees.
just some dude walks by. Sorry about that. It's a bewitching willow.
Nope.
I think I eventually fall asleep after that, once I've put it away, but it's not restful.
How put away is the coin?
The same place I usually put it, a little secret pocket that I have sewn inside of my coat,
Okay.
where I keep a couple of my favorite trick things.
Okay.
It's just tucked in there.
Alrighty. So, sun sets, night passes, sun rises. Who wakes up with the sun?
I do.
Tresco wakes up with the sun. First one up?
I get up, I take a look over at the camp. Do I see anybody?
Everyone seems to be asleep. And Trist is missing.
I'm dead.
Probably dead.
I am going to hop up and swing by. He got up because he was coming down, and so he gets up and running low on booze. He's going to find either a vendor by the stadium or head back to the bar, or some sort of wholesaler. Is there a Costco?
We are not doing fantasy Costco, Micah, so stop.
But anyway, he's on the lookout, but pretty much he woke up because he was kind of detoxing, so he really can't sleep at that point. So he's just up. And he's gonna get moving,
Sure.
But fairly aimlessly.
Okay. So you wake up. Your yellow piece of cloth is you have a death grip on it. At some point in your sleep, you'd pulled it out and you have it in your hand, just clutched in your hand. And you get up, you start wandering around. You're looking, and I'm sorry, I missed part of the. You're looking for alcohol or food.
Really, more just aimless fidgeting. Like I'm just up simply because I couldn't be still anymore.
Okay.
So if an idea catches my eye, I might go back into town, but he has no real purpose right now. He just is restless.
Sure. Cedric actually wakes up next and kind of sees you walking around. He watches you for a bit. He rolls over off his cot, digs through his packs for a bit, walks over, and kind of taps a flask into your chest. You look like you could need one of these.
I do indeed.
Just, return the flask when you're done.
Ready for the show, party animal?
I'm about as ready as I'm gonna be. I think. I mean, it's a bunch of young'uns out there, I'm sure. I think I got at least a little bit of wisdom on them.
You better. And then I laugh and take a drink.
Alright. Who's next?
Probably finally me, and I freak out because I'm waking up way too late.
Ah, Haven, my girl. Why don't you go ahead and get ready, get some of this nasty oatmeal in you, and then go see what round I'm in.
Oh no, you made oatmeal again?
Well, not yet. I was going to.
Oh, thank God. That means I can... I can... Thank the gods. That means that I keep forgetting the colloquial. That means I can cook.
Well, you don't like my cooking.
No one likes your cooking.
I like my cooking.
I like his cooking.
You like my alcohol.
That's cooking. That's cooking for Sedgwick.
At this moment, I kind of appear from the woods just with a bunch of berries and stuff in a little makeshift fabric bowl just of my cloak, and I'm just oh, I have food. I just walk towards camp.
Very well. We'll have a feast, veritable feast of berries and oatmeal. We'll eat like horses.
I just kind of walk away. I just go, nay.
All right. Ekin, you're woken up by your shirt kind of being a gunshot. Your shirt's your coat is tugging away from you.
And that's a feeling I would have felt when people were stealing from me before. So I wake up sitting with a knife in my hand. I come up and notice that no one's there.
Nobody's there, but your coat is distinctly pulling away from your body.
I mean, hand presses that down. I look in, afraid it's a mouse or something. Not even afraid, just mouse?
Hey, y'all ready for me to play into Ekin's fears?
Oh no.
I want to spin. I want to spin. I am a coin. I want to spin.
So, to be clear, I'm in a cot in the camp with everyone around.
And this coin is talking to you.
I look around at everyone else to see if someone's messing with me. Because that's my first thought, even though it's totally unfeasible or infeasible that someone's messing with me. I look at everyone for a moment first, and then I look back in my coat.
I want to spin. You told me to spin, so I spin. Now let me spin.
I reach into my pocket and pull the coin out.
And it starts spinning around your hand, rolling around your hand.
I do catch it again. I don't keep spinning it.
Hey, you told me to spin!
I look around again, bring it up right to my mouth, and whisper to the coin. I go, "Not now, later."
Alright.
and I put it in my pocket, and I just start rubbing my temples.
And you have a minor headache, actually, building in the left side of your head.
So as I'm walking into camp, I just see him rubbing his temple. I just give him a little flask because I think he had like whatever he smoked too much or drank too much, and I was like, it's helping for hangovers.
I look at him, look at it, shrug, and go, close enough. And I take a swig of whatever he gave me.
Oh, it's bitter and awful, by the way.
Oh yeah, I expect it. Nothing less.
All right. Arlen, what did you fall asleep doing last night?
Nothing.
Scheming.
Maybe I was reading in my tent with the flaps closed.
Okay. How'd it go?
But it was glorious. It was,
Okay.
It was very good.
I'm gonna drag all your fucking secrets out. And I'm talking to everyone at this point.
Yeah.
It's time the group
I'm
knew some
ready.
secrets.
But yes, last night I fell asleep reading, and when I wake up, the book is like on my face. And I wake up and I freak out a little, and then remember that I'd actually set up my tent, which I don't always do. I'm like, oh, that was close. And then I just shove it into like the very, very bottom of my bag. And then I get up, go outside, stretch, eat some oatmeal, some glorious, wonderful oatmeal.
This time Avon
And-
cooked, so it's actually good.
Oh,
And some berries, yo. I have berries.
and berries. Wow, it's actually good. This is great, guys. Thanks.
I was actually gonna say it's fine if it's not a thing. We don't have to retcon anything. But I was going to say that when I woke up and saw Avon cooking, that I would go over and offer to cook because I know she has more important things to do with Sedgwick's tournament.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Actually, she would totally take you up on that.
All right. Yes.
Whoever cooked, I belch loudly my thanks.
I give him a nod, like a wink.
All right, and Avon takes off to get the schedule.
And then at some point early this morning, I'll probably go finally deliver those last few letters and packages.
Yeah, I mean, you probably catch Avon on her way back. Because she's going to the same place you're going. She just kind of came back, and you're going that way now. So, Avon.
Mm-hmm.
The schedule of the tourney is a little
right.
something like this. In 1 hour, they will have opening ceremony. It's to celebrate the birthday of the little McLear.
Oh.
He's a little baby. He's turning 5 years old.
That's a toddler.
He's a little baby. That's what I said. Then you have 2 bouts before Sedgwick's bout.
Okay. Before is this his shield combat?
His sword and shield.
His sword and shield combat?
Mm-hmm.
Is he not taking part in joust?
No.
Okay. That's what I wanted to check.
My bones are too old for riding that horse at a fast pace.
Okay. Alright,
but
so he's got 2 bouts for before his first. Okay.
yeah, and he is facing off against someone by the name of Simon of Calvernock.
Would I know that?
You know that Calvernock is like northeast of where you are. Very northeast.
Is it just coincidence that that name contains the name Simon Cowell of American Idol?
Ha!
It is coincidence, but now I'm gonna play him like a British douchebag.
Okay, wait, so
Sweetie.
northeast as in the mainland? Not the mainland.
The continent? No, but definitely up in the northern reaches of the peninsula.
Okay, so but they're not from Tricazel then.
They are Tricazelian.
Okay.
Yeah. Look on the map. That's right next to you. It's in.
Sorry, I
it's
was
up
trying to remember. Tolkien, that's what I meant. So they're probably from the north. Riza? I don't know how to say these names always.
Yeah.
Just make up names. That's the best way to handle it.
All right.
Anyway. So yeah, that's his first bout.
So he's north. Alrighty then. But it's a young guy. Or do I not know? If I don't know, that's cool.
You do not know.
Cool. Love it. Alright, well, I'm briefing him, and he's clearly probably not taking me seriously, but...
Sedgwick? No. Calvernock, you say? Never heard of him. Is he famous? Is he good?
No, I just know he's from the north, which means he's probably trained with all them fancy new age things. Fancy new age things. By that I mean
yoga?
mechanical training. Like
Yoga and juice bars.
At them talking,
Damn hippies.
Trist, your ears catch the name Simon of Calvernock. He's actually known to you.
I'm just like here. I'm just gonna like look up and look kind of directly at the party mentioning his name because I just wasn't paying attention who was saying it. All I heard was the name.
Yeah, he is a relatively well-renowned magientist.
why is a magientist? And okay, anyway, go ahead.
Want to say that one more time?
A magientist. He is a magientist.
Science.
Science. Magical science.
So, at hearing that, I'm just kind of like, huh.
That's it? You don't want to tell your old buddy Avon?
I have to write some things down. Yeah, so
He's
I'm
writing love letters. It's gonna take him some time.
So I'm gonna write like really briefly, like a quick like my explanation of who he is, just so I can keep like track since I'm journaling everything of like who's where, what's going on, kind of thing. I'm also gonna do like a little doodle off to the side, which I'll explain to Terry about what my little doodles are entirely. That's only for the GM knowledge. Not yet, Terry. Not yet.
Okay.
It'll be there soon. And I'm just gonna stand up, and be like, say that name again.
Simon what's it?
Simon of Calvernock.
Why did you say that name? Martha! Martha!
Simon of Calvernock.
Calvernock.
Mm-hmm. I'm writing it down.
Proper magians, talented. I look over at Sedgwick. I mean, I believe in you and everything, but I mean... Oh, hey. Is he wearing the flower, or is it just, like, falling off him somewhere?
I mean, I put it on his cot.
I don't know that he saw it.
Damn it.
So I'm
no.
like, huh. I'm gonna kind of lean around Cedric and look at Avon. So, did you not give him the flower, or...?
He was asleep. Did he roll over on top of it? Please, for the love of God, tell me he did not roll over on top of that flower.
I stepped on it when he got up.
I don't know. Go take a look.
John just physically left the room to go check.
Well, Avon is actually a little superstitious, so she does actually go get the flower, see if it's there.
It's fallen on the ground, but it's not crushed.
It's okay. Good. Okay, I bring it back, and I'm like huffing. Got it.
At this point, Eakin and Arlen are just watching Avon now present Cedric with a flower. Just be like, I got this for you.
He kind of gives you a weird look. Is this one of your superstitions?
Good luck. Yes.
Also, if you eat it, it kind of helps numb some pain in case you get hurt. They called it a prayer lily whenever it was first found because it would actually help people deal with being stabbed.
Sounds rather functional. Thank you, you two. I'll take any edge I can get.
We've got heroin.
Where'd you get heroin? All right. I have no sound coming from you.
That's because I was mic'd. It's fine. I was making a dumb joke. Moving on.
Alrighty. Alright, so you've got
Real quick though about Simon. Sorry, I was thinking about this. Do I know anything about like his like specialty with Magians or?
He specializes in self-augmentation.
Oh.
Cool. So yeah, as a party kind of let Cedric know everything I know about Simon and mention self-augmentation and like the things that I've heard he can do, which may be wildly overestimated, but because he's talented, who knows?
A lot of what you're saying is kind of just going over Cedric's head. But he is nodding along with you and like appreciating that you're trying.
Yeah, so after I just tell everything, whether he gets it or not, I'm like, cool. Alright. Saved my life, I saved your life now. Cool. I'm just gonna walk away and like hobble away.
Awesome. Alright. And Arlen. Hey friend.
Hey.
You ready to do
How's
this?
it going?
Let's take it. Let's take it down the home stretch.
Let's do this.
Oh God.
The fact that a notebook came out into view terrifies and it's the best. It's the best. I'm having feels about the notebook movement.
You should be horrified right now. But not really. It's mainly just because I can't remember NPC names very well and I write them all down.
That's one way to do it.
John's way of doing it is just to not give a shit.
I give a shit.
He just doesn't take notes.
Let me distract you with this cheetah cup I have.
Oh my god, you have a cheetah cup.
Well done. Well done. I'm thoroughly distracted.
Do you drink faster when you use it?
Yeah, but only for 6 seconds at a time or my brain will melt, just like a cheetah.
I guess that's a valid way to do things.
John is full of cheetah fun facts. We had a segment called John's Cheetah Corner in Alamantra, so if you ever need a cheetah fun fact, John's got you.
Yeah, we also had a rolling gimmick of none of us knew how to fucking read.
That's not my fault. You guys just sucked.
Anyway, so you approach the receiving hall.
Is it the same gentleman as
Yes.
before? Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good
And how are you this fine day?
morning. I am fine. How are you? Oh, yes, you had a delivery. One moment.
That's right.
And he peeks his head in. You're good to go in. I don't remember what this guy's voice was, so.
He was like
That works.
nasally annoying.
Yeah.
Who is the dick?
He was.
He wasn't.
All right.
I believe Arlen mistook him for a woman.
I originally thought I was already talking to
Lady
Lady
McLear.
McLear. Yeah.
All right.
And then we just rolled with it. Okay.
And it was
So
just
I
canon.
enter her receiving area.
Yeah, it's a big hall. It's got a raised platform with a throne sitting on it. She's actually not sitting on the throne. She's sitting on a second, really grandiose chair that's sitting next to it on a lower tier of the platform. And she's reading through a bunch of paperwork. It says, give me one moment. Looks up, darling, I'm going over some last-minute changes to the tournament.
Of course.
Very well. Roderick, change this. That's not going to do. And a man comes out of nowhere, and he's wearing like that. He's wearing I'm not even sure how to describe it, so I'm just not going to. But he looks rather posh. Well-oiled mustache. He comes out. Of course, my lady. Right now. Of course. And he takes it, runs off. Now, what can I do for you? Or more importantly, what can you do for me?
I am Arlen the Variable, and I'm here to deliver a package and a couple letters from the south.
Oh, very well. Please, come forward.
And I come up to her and I hand her the 2 letters first.
Okay. Oh, pardon me. This is very important. And she opens up one, and she reads it. For a half second, her face kind of drops. She looks up at you and says, "What? Well, this is rather dreary news. What do you know of the Knights of..." Sorry, I lost my notes. Way to ruin the momentary.
Were you gonna say, what do you know about the Knights of Boogie?
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying.
AKA Boogie Knights?
Very good. Tell me what you know of the Knights of Prosperity.
What would I know of the Knights of Prosperity?
Not a lot. I see you, John. He's really happy with that creation.
Okay. I gave her what little information I have.
They are sort of social anarchists known for wearing a yellow ribbon or something around their arm.
Typically they're seen with a yellow ribbon around their arm. Huh. And they're usually associated with anarchy.
It seems my cousin was rather involved with them and is now deceased.
I'm sorry to hear this, my lady.
Not the greatest news to receive on such a day. The boy will be devastated, but I will tell him on another day.
Unfortunately, such is the world we live in.
Very well, and she opens up the next one, reads it very quickly, nods, and opens up the package, and she says, "Ah, and some light to the day. Thank you very much." And she opens it, and you can see that there's like a personal inscription to her from the author. Oh, I love that old bat.
Me too. And you're most welcome.
Very well. Payment. Roderick! Oh, I've already sent him off doing something. And she actually gets up, and she's rather tall. Like, when she was sitting down, she's kind of like in her dress, her skirts and dresses and stuff, and she seemed kind of short. She has like a short torso, but when she actually stood, she is really tall. And she kind of just walks over to a cabinet, digs around a bit, and then hands you this large-ish sack of dowels. I believe this is more than adequate payment, and she sets it down. If you can count it if you wish, but I think that's sort of considered rude.
I have no need to count, and I thank you. Is there anything else I can do for you today, my lady? Anything to send out?
Well, how long are you going to be in town?
I assume just until the tournament is over, and then I shall be taking my leave.
Before you leave, please come see me again.
Of course. It would be my honor.
Thank you very much. Now, enjoy the tournament. I'm sure it will be a blast. One of my old war heroes is participating today. Maybe you've heard of him.
Oh, is he? Which one?
Sir Sedgwick.
Oh, he's one of your war heroes. Well, I will have to keep my eye on him then.
I would appreciate it. Maybe you could tell a story or something? Do you do that? Are you one of those bard varigals, or...?
Oh, maybe one day. I jot down a thing or two here and there, but not anything worthy of repeating.
Well, as you can tell, I have varied tastes in my literature, and I'm sure I would enjoy something from you.
Well, next time I have something, I'll make sure to slip it by you.
I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Anytime. You too. And I bow and take my leave and go back to the group.
All right. And you make your way back to the group. Come on, give me a cliffhanger. Give me something to end on. It's all on you.
So these are the wagon wheeling people.
That's it. Cut.
No.
No, that's it.
So as I make my way back, like the grin on my face is huge. As I remember who Cedric was with and why I wasn't able to deliver these packages the day before. And the fact that there are some nice, interesting developments between the party members. And maybe I'll just have to keep them around for a little bit longer. And maybe I'll have to start writing my own stories.
Shadows of Esteren and its logo are trademarks of Agate RPG in the U.S.A. and other countries. All Agate RPG characters and character names and the distinctive likenesses thereof are trademarks of Agate RPG. Content derived from Agate RPG publications is copyright 2012 Agate RPG. Agate RPG is a brand of Agate Editions. Please support the creators of this game. You can do so by going to portal.esteren.org/en, and you can also receive an email when they launch their next pre-order or Kickstarter by following the link below. You can also find a free download of Book 0 Prologue on drivethrurpg.com so you can get started with your friends immediately, and I highly recommend you do so. Prologue is amazing. It has 3 really well-written stories that are great ways to introduce your friends into the Shadows of Esteren universe. Highly recommended. Hey, did you enjoy the music? The game developers made that too. Do you want the music? The developers' Bandcamp has all of their music available for purchase if you're interested. As always, the link is in the description. I should probably also note that the opening song and the closing song were made in-house by Micah Westhoff. So if you wanted those, I'm almost certain we're going to make those available in some way, shape, or form. Support the show by rating us on your preferred podcast source and by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, where you can get all the latest Waste Bin news as well as a look at the maps and other artsy stuff we use for sessions. All those links are below. And for those of you that want a little more, go and check out our Patreon. That link too is in the description. Thanks everyone, and see you next week.